the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Moving to Vegas? There's no better time than now. So what are you waiting for? Call Benjamina today at 702-281-9063. Mia is also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. You can also visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com and view available homes anytime. Remember, the house wins when you bet on Benjamina Mia Casino. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hey everybody, magandang tanghali, or I don't know, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Parang si Truman Show. Hi, my name is Dorothy Tome and welcome to On the Dot. And it is, ano na ba ngayon, Mia? I'm losing sight of the calendar. Middle of October na pala. Okay. So, hi Mia.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
I am getting ready for the grand reunion and convention in Houston, Texas for our awarding, Mia. Congratulations, UPAA Nevada.
Yes, congratulations to all of us.
Kaya ako naka-UP, ang ano ko,
Isang tulog lang.
my headdress. Dalawa pa, uy.
We're going to Texas already, Thursday.
Ay, oo nga pala. Yes, yes. Tomorrow. Alrighty. So, without further ado, Mia, introduce mo na yung ating guest. Also a Yupaan person.
Yes, it's a member highlight, Yupaan member highlight, which also is our incoming secretary for 2026. Diba?
Yes,
Ating
yes, she
incoming
is.
secretary. And she is also a middle school mathematics, my favorite.
Your favorite
Really?
subject, Mia?
Not my favorite subject. Mathematics teacher, tama pati, pag-pronounce pa lang, na-intimidate na ako. Mathematics teacher, currently teaching a Waldorf-inspired school in Las Vegas, Nevada. Art integration has always been, paano ba ito pronounce? CRUX. How do you pronounce that?
Oh,
The
the crux?
Crocs?
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 Parang
Crocs ba yan? Parang crew?
Crew, diba? Crew?
Crooks?
True.
Crocs. Okay, Google ko. Go ahead, Mia.
Okay.
I will Google it.
Yan, for teaching, hindi ko yun na-google for teaching career of over 2 decades. For her art lesson, For her art lessons, the trauma of learning as concrete meets the abstract, especially with mathematics. Baka dapat ganun yung inano ko, no? How I approached math, baka mas na-enjoy ko ang math using that, no?
Yes, Crocs pala, Crocs. Oh, tama si Madam.
Oh, okay.
She's correct.
Correct. Crocs.
Crocs.
Yeah.
Parang sapatos, pero matigas.
Pero you,
Crocs.
yeah, Crocs. Drawing,
Okay.
painting, and watercolors. Actually, kaya ko siya ni-nominate kasi ang galing-galing niya sa art din.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Without
you.
further ado, our guest, hindi ko na i-interview na lang natin siya. Miss Laureen Pelayo, welcome to the show.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning.
Yeah, or good noon or whatever, yeah? Kamusta ka, Laureen?
Good. Today has been an interesting day, or should I say yesterday. We went to a field trip to the Bodies exhibit in the Luxor. So that was my first field trip ever in this school here in Las Vegas. And yay, kids were well behaved, kids were engaged, they had fun.
How
So-
old did you?
So the class I took is both grade 7 and 8. So their ages range from 12 to 13 years old. and a lot of fascination with their bodies because they are what's this, in puberty, heading into teenagerhood, and perfect timing. This is what I like about Waldorf, the Waldorf curriculum. They really put physiology and anatomy in that age range, so grade 7, grade 8. So the opportunity to go to this museum was awesome. I mean, we saw everything: skeleton, muscles, nerves, all the organs, and even the development of the fetus. And the kids were excited, not subdued, but yeah, they had a lot to share and to say when we got back to the classroom.
Wow. Hindi
Interesting,
ako
ah.
It was
nakaganyan. Ikaw,
what a
Mia.
day.
Ano lang ako hanggang book of ano yun, ano yung encyclopedia na about
Britannica.
hindi, the science one, yung puti,
uh,
book of no, popular science.
Popular
Popular
science.
mechanics? No, popular science.
Popular science, yun.
I know.
Pero I really found that encyclopedia very interesting. I read it pag yung walang magawa.
Yeah. Okay, so nagulat ako, Mia. You know, after reading Laureen's bio, I was so delighted with the word Waldorf when I saw it. Because, you know, my son is a Waldorf school kid since first grade hanggang uh, until he was 6 years, sixth grade. And then we came here to the US and we looked for a Waldorf school. At the time, in
Yeah.
2012, I couldn't find any,
Wow.
so I put him in a public school. So, Mia, you remember our guest, si Kate, si Catherine Estember. She was at the
Ah,
studio when she visited Las Vegas. She owns the Tuburan Institute.
Right.
yun
I
sa
remember we had a very, parang ang lalim ng ating conversation sa studio, and we had to ask her several times, in practical terms, how do you do that? What do you mean? You know, what's the difference between Waldorf school and public school and regular school? So when I saw Laureen's bio, I said, oh, wow. And she knows another person whom I know. So yun, ang galing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is such
I
a
met
pleasure having you.
I've met Kate also. I think in one of the professional developments. I used
Mhm.
to work in Acacia Waldorf School in Santa Rosa, Laguna. And almost every year we would have professional development, and people from Gamot Kogon, Balay Sofia from Baguio,
Baguio. Mhm.
and Tuburan from it
Mhm.
says Davao, Tuburan. They would come for professional development. So somewhere, somehow, I have met a few of the people there, and hopefully they remember me too. But yes,
So
so Waldorf is really an interesting pedagogy.
in your own words, Lorraine, how does it differ from normal school, regular school?
You
Very
always
short lang.
hear,
Yeah,
yeah.
ano ha? Yung ano lang,
layman term.
Waldorf for dummies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, well, I've always been a traditional teacher. I started out as a Catholic school teacher in Harlem. And then after about 9 years of that, I went on to the public schools in the Bronx, which is public school traditional. After that, when we went home to the Philippines, 2014, around 2015, 2016, we found Acacia Waldorf, and I had no idea what that was about. But I walked in, I wanted to know more about their tuition, just asking as a parent, but no, I knew nothing about the pedagogy. They found out I was a math teacher. They needed a math teacher at that time. And when I joined their school, I started to slowly learn about Waldorf. And I think if we were going to say Waldorf for Dummies, it takes um it takes the whole child. You'll hear holistic education, holistic health, all of that. And when they really say head, heart, and hands, a child will learn not just with their head. Usually, traditional schools, even Catholic schools, you will memorize things and then you will hopefully know it by heart. But most of the time, it's just knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. But when are you going to use it? When will you experience it? And that's what I love about Waldorf schools. They go beyond just knowing it, your head. You will know it by heart. You will use it. You will use your intuition. And of course, the best way to learn for anyone, whether you are a child or an adult, is with your hands, by doing it, by touching it, by using all of your senses. So I would like to think you connect to the world, not just through your head, but with Waldorf education, your whole body and your spirit.
Ay,
So I hope
grabe.
that's a
Oh,
way to say
yeah.
how different it is from traditional schooling.
Right, oo nga.
Oh, speaking of spirit, interrupt muna tayo.
Yeah.
Commercial muna. Yung commercial natin is you chose this deck of cards, which we always do here sa show, the Angel Guide. Okay? So, pick a
Oh.
number based on your intuition. Lorraine, tsaka math ka. Huwag naman yung mga 3.75, 98. Huwag ganon.
Okay.
Simple number
Um,
lang.
Thinking 17. It's a nice prime
17.
number.
Uy, grabe, Mia. Prime number, Mia.
Well, it's also my youngest daughter's age.
17. Ito, alam ko to. From the top or from the bottom?
Sabihin na constant pa yan.
From the top.
From the top. O sige, mag-usap kayo ng prime numbers, Mia.
Oh my God.
Excuse me muna.
Ako talaga, wala, me and Matt are, ex ko siya.
I don't know. I can make you fall in love again.
Oh my God.
How do you do that? Sige nga, Lorraine, how do you make
Um,
us adults, for example, kami ni Mia, how do you make
Okay.
us
Well,
fall
it's
in
not just
love
adults,
with,
because
okay, children.
children come into my class.
Hmm.
I hate math. I don't like math. And then they get that either they did struggle from their prior years in school or from families. Families will say that they're not good. And then it becomes a family conversation. But I always start my school year with telling a math story. And we always think math is numbers. And it is. Generally, it is. But it's
Yeah.
not. It is pattern finding. It is sequencing. It is literally when I taught some it says older students, I think there was grade 8 or grade 9. They said, I just can't do the math. And I said, well, who dressed you up this morning? She said, well, I did. Did you put your socks on first or your shoes? I said, well, of course I put my socks on first. Well, who told you? Why not your shoes first? It doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
nice.
I go, that's math. You make sense of the world around you by the patterns that you do. So you cannot say that you're not good in math unless somebody had to dress you up this morning. So I always start with
Oh,
not just numbers. You can tell math with words, with gestures, dressing up, and then most importantly, pictures. And math is the relationship between quantities. And if you know that something is bigger, you know something is more expensive, you know something is cheaper, that's math. And it doesn't even
Oh.
matter if there's numbers involved. If you were offered, let's say somebody cut a sandwich, supposedly in half, medyo napaling. And they give you those two choices. If you were a child, you would choose the bigger one.
sure one, oo.
That's math already.
Yeah.
So you just have to look at that relationship first. And once you get it, there, the fractions will follow, and then addition, subtraction, all of that. Then it gets a little more complicated because I have to, of course, introduce algebra, statistics, but those are all patterns also. The best part for me, or one of my favorite topics or branches of math, is geometry. We
Oh,
will not have any numbers until sometime later in the end, but just to draw, just to put those triangles, those circles, and those squares together, the kids are like, oh, this is math. And I go, well, if you can count the sides, you know that you have a triangle or you know you have a square.
Mhm. Oh.
you know,
So
my
that's what I do with math.
my mom an architect. So when I was in high school, I was asking her to tutor me sa geometry. So I couldn't understand what the difference is, or what a sine and a cosine is. So I was asking her to explain what is a cosine and what is a sine. And she kept saying, just memorize it.
Yeah.
Tapos sabi ko, no, you have to tell me what it is for me to understand it. So sabi lang siya ng sabi, just memorize it. And then, so, wala. Hindi ko pa rin siya naintindihan. I don't know how I passed it, but I did.
You
But
memorized it.
I memorized it. But hindi ko
Yeah.
siya na-enjoy. And then, I met this teacher, I think a month ago lang, who explained to me what it was. And doon ko lang siya naintindihan.
I
Month ago
see.
lang yan, ah.
Yeah, yeah. It's well, I occasionally tutor from time to time, all the way up to high school. And trigonometry is an all-time favorite. Na please, can you tutor my child in that? And that is the sine, the cosine, the tangent. But if you strip away
Cotangent, yeah.
if you strip away all of those fancy words, it's just a triangle and its relationship to its three sides.
Right. Diba?
That's it. It's just a
Ayun.
relationship.
Painfully,
Yeah.
before, maybe na-ace ko pa yung geometry na yan. Diba? But
Trigonometry pala yan, Mia.
I
Uy.
didn't understand what it was. I was like,
Ako
what is
din.
it? What is a sine? What is a cosine? I kept
Yeah.
asking her, just memorize it. That's what she said. Ah, memorize naman ako.
Diba there's this little notebook, little booklet on the sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent that you have to look through sa college. There's with tiny, tiny numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
very small increments, and that's it. You'll notice it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, or smaller and smaller, but it doesn't tell you why the pattern works like that. So when I do almost like an introduction, it's as early as grade 7. We do triangle theorems, and we use a compass and a straight edge. We draw triangles and we measure them, and then that's it. And then once you figure out how to measure that, somewhere sometime in high school, I think grade 10, then you take those measurements and then you get those weird numbers and decimals in that little book. Although wala na,
okay.
hindi na uso yan. I think in high school here, they use, if not scientific calculators, they
Teacher.
use
Oo
a
naman, no?
TI-83, TI-84, or on the computers, Desmos.
Mhm.
I'm not quite versed in that. That's really further up in high school. My forte or my love talaga is middle school. And in Waldorf, we try to avoid technology. Banned ang calculators sa classroom ko.
Yeah.
No
That's
calculators. You will
digital
solve it. But you will have to show me how you solved it.
Yeah.
Ako, kahit mali yung answer, I mean, eventually we'll correct the answer. But if you can show me your thinking, at tama naman, it's just a arithmetic error, that's it. That's my goal. Did you
process.
understand? When you add, you put something together, lumalaking quantity. Good enough for me. So, for
Mm.
now, let's say 2 plus 3, nalagay mo 7. Okay. But you know that it's gonna get
Got it.
big.
Yeah.
Medyo magbilang muna tayo and figure out that it's 5.
O kasi bawal ang calculator eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, meron namang fingers,
Yeah.
diba? So you
Oh,
said, yeah, the art of how do you use art to teach math? For example, halimbawa
okay.
sa amin ni Mia.
So, as I said, there are a lot of people who are just not well versed in numbers, but they
Mhm.
must be gifted somewhere. Maybe you're good at drawing. So we have the compass, the straight edge, or even freehand drawing, and then you can figure out if you draw, let's say, a house. Alam mo naman the roof is on the top. And then you also know that you will draw it in such a way that the house won't topple or something like that. So that's drawing. Another one is storytelling. Can you tell me a story? So let's say that you have that 2 plus 3. Okay. So in numbers, we know 2 plus 3 equals 5. But if you can put it in your mind and you don't want to think so much of the numbers, I have 2 apples. I have 3 oranges. When I put them together in a basket and I paid for them, I came out of the store with 5 fruits. If you can take those words and you write that story, then that's still telling math and using your gifts.
Mm.
I just had a recent lesson on integers. So we have negative numbers, we have positive numbers, we have the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So that means going forward, going backward, going left, going right, going up, going down. One of the ways that I teach, so of course we look at the formulas, we look at the numbers itself, number lines, we do the drawings, but one of the presentations that my students have to do is to do a choreography.
Ah,
Oh.
They have to dance it. Or if they don't want to dance, sige, I have boys.
Yeah.
Create, I don't care, a sports play, a battlefield simulation, and show me, tell me the story. They'll yell out the story. They will do action. They will run and say, we'll run 4 steps forward, +4. And then it'll be like, catch that ball, go back 3, -3. And they'll do all of that. And it was amazing. I had 2 girls who said, no, they wanted to dance. So they did that. They did their little, wiggle and everything like that. They were the only ones who did what they call the Z axis. One of the girls lifted the smaller girl up and she said, +2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to walk forward, I don't know how many steps, and then backward. And then I'll put her down, -2, 1, 2. That's how I
Oh,
do integers. They had fun. We were out in the school field. They were running around, and why not? And it
wow.
sticks in their head because after
Amazing.
that, you come into my classroom. Yeah, hala. I still have to give you the numbers. You still have to add
Yeah.
and subtract, multiply and divide.
Okay.
But
Yes.
it it sticks better than you sit there and memorize. If I go positive plus positive equals positive, negative plus negative equals negative. If I multiply, it's positive. It's so different if you do it with your bodies and you do
Yeah,
it not
yeah.
just thinking, but you keep it in here, in your heart. You go, oh, I remember. I remember the feeling, not the emotion, but the intuitive feeling that if I go up, I have to add or I have to go positive above sea level. If I have to go down or if I have to go to the left or if I have to go backwards, that is the feeling of pulling back. I have to be negative.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness,
Where will you
Mia.
get
Oo,
that
may
in a
pag-asa pa
book?
ako sa math.
Mia,
Can't
you're
get
doing
Kaya
with
that in a
mali ako
math.
sa
book.
Waldorf School.
Mia, so in your
Pag-math lang.
dance, di
Pwede.
And then you
ba?
could dance. Yes.
Mia is a dancer. So, pwede na siya.
So
So
you don't
ngayon,
know. So if you're a dancer, you are a mathematician. Dance
oh,
is math in movement.
Dapat sa beats yun.
Yes. And music is math in sound.
Oo nga, yeah.
You cannot escape math. That's
Kung
what I tell my
saka
students
very
and their
ano ako
parents.
eh,
Walang
yeah,
takas.
kaya nga. Kung in-explain lang sa akin yung how nun eh, tsaka why, baka na-love
True.
math. Yeah.
To tell you
yeah.
the truth, so I've been teaching, what's that, 9, 7, about 16, 17 years before I met Waldorf. When I started teaching Waldorf and the professional development and the research and the readings and actually working with the students, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to agree with you. I wish I had been taught that way too.
Yeah.
Siyempre, in high school, what's this, college, UP, you don't go around dancing in UP unless you're talagang, could you imagine? Nasa Palma Hall ka. And then your history teacher tells you to dance or your math 17 or math 11 teacher. Sige, get your algebra. And then I want you to create, I don't know, a painting or it would be wonderful if we did get,
Oh, why not?
professors to get that, but not yet. Maybe you'll be
Oh,
blessed if you can
my
get. You
algebra
never
teacher
know.
then, my algebra 101, what's the first algebra? Algebra 1?
Yeah,
Talking to the
11 or
blackboard.
yeah.
Nung algebra, siya lang mag-isa. Lalo ko, wow, what are you talking about?
I took calculus 2 or math 54 and the professor drew what's called a limason. So it's a loop and then there's like a little loop inside. So it's like a double loop. And then you're supposed to find the area using integrals and all of that. Hindi ko maintindihan. I will admit it. I could not visualize it. Kasi basta dinraw niya ng ganun.
Yeah.
Grade 6 in Waldorf, that's when I start teaching compass and straight edge. And then we did like a series of circles. So calculus means you take a series of circles or curves and then you can find their area or their volume. This is grade 6. I'm not teaching area or volume. We just drew this. And it was a limason. And I said, if the professor had drawn it where I can understand the curves are getting bigger and the curves are getting smaller and there's some sort of pattern, baka naman I would have done better.
Yeah,
It was, he didn't. He just did it and here's the formula. But then the actual drawing, and me as a teacher to sixth graders, 12-year-olds, 11 and 12-year-olds, it was like, ay, sana naman that was
The
explained
behavior,
or
'di ba? Your
drawn that way,
explanation lang pala.
especially if you're a visual learner.
Yeah, visual. I'm very
Most people are visual learners. So sana, but it's yeah, it is what it is. And I've always said also there was a recent so my daughter and one of her friends met sa Filipinas for dinner, and we talked a little bit about the schools that we're in.
mm,
And my daughter's friend said, "Oh, I wish that we could do that, but my school doesn't have those things. Either kulang yung, I don't know, books or the laboratory." But I said, "There's no school that can give you 100% of what you want, except for maybe homeschooling.
oh,
But what you can do, because she's a 12th grader now, what you can do is don't blame the school for not having enough. No school will ever have enough.
mm,
Um, if you know it's missing something, you have to take the initiative and research on your own. Ask for help. Do you need test tubes or something? And then mommy says, "Oh, I can help." And says, "Yes." And then do those experiments or do those readings or do whatever it is that you think your school cannot provide you at home. Because
right.
the moment you take that step where you say, "Ay, kulang yung school ko," either you make it a reason or you make it an excuse. If it's an
Mm,
excuse, eh kulang, I can't do anything, you won't do anything. Eh, excuse yan.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is a reason. Yes, the school doesn't have it, but it's a reason for you to find another way. Problem solving. And that's what we need. That's what we need for our youth.
Yeah.
Correct.
Grabe.
So, there, yeah.
Actually, ano mo, until I was working, 'di ba nauso rin sa Philippines yung finger math. I wanted to enroll.
Ano yung finger math, Mia? Ay,
Alam mo
ganun.
yun, ganyan, if you, alam mo ba yun, yung finger math, Lorraine?
The only one I know is when you multiply by 9.
Oh, first I didn't enroll, but
Madali lang yung 9 eh.
I really
Oh, ayan,
wanted
yung
to.
ganun ba? So, 9 times 3, so 2, 7, 27.
Yeah, grabe.
Madali lang yung 9. I know
Hoping.
I know how the 9.
Oh.
Yeah, the
But I
9
tell my
always totals the
students,
9.
don't be ashamed to use your fingers. You
Yeah,
if you're in a situation that you feel someone will laugh at you or whatever, then put your hands under the desk. No one will know.
I think
But
na-trauma ako ng grade school. You know, when they ask,
yeah, they don't want to see that. But you know what? If you watch maybe some TED Talks or some just scientists or mathematicians who talk, you will
yeah,
see them holding their fingers because they're holding the point of their discussion. And I do that too. And there are, and I don't quote me on this, but I believe I've seen an Indian and Chinese mathematicians as they're thinking and writing whatever it is that they're solving for. They're using their fingers, but they're not saying 1 plus 1 with their fingers. They're
yeah.
really holding the idea there. So I said there's no shame in putting it in your hands if that's where you can hold it.
Yeah.
No, I think na-trauma ako ng grade school. You know how they,
Yeah.
the competition, yung mag-uunahan kayo, yung sa multiplication table, yung ganyan, and then they ask you to step forward if you get the right
I
answer.
know.
Nakaka-trauma kaya yun.
Oh nga, what do you do with the introverts?
And then,
Yeah.
nakaka-trauma
Yeah.
if you don't get the answer and then you're left behind. Diba? Parang nakakahiya yun. I think na-trauma ka dun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Diba?
Well,
Grabe, no?
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully they've stopped some of those practices.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
you still need to know your multiplication and addition
Right.
tables, but at a speed that is comfortable for you. But you should
Right.
still challenge yourself to go faster.
Mm.
Yourself, not outside
Effort of
influences that would shame you. Yeah, that would be sad.
traumatize you. Shocks.
Oh,
I remember my youth too, may ganon.
yeah,
May
yeah.
hampas pa ng ng ruler, 'di ba?
Pag nauuna na yung kalaban mo, oh no!
Naiwan ka na,
Iwan na ako sa likod.
ano na sila lahat? They're all
Andun
in
yung
front.
kalaban na sa harap.
Malayo ang tingin.
Layo na siya, oh.
Left behind ka na.
Left behind. Tapos pag natawagin, tatago na ako.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So let's take habang masaya tayo, let's take a short break. Alam mo, kasi like I said earlier, we'll be in Houston. So, pasalamat tayo sa mga taong organizing the Grand Reunion Convention. Laureen, pwede ka pang sumama?
No, what's this? School year. I'm
School year,
still in the
okay.
midst of, yeah.
Oh, wala ka pa palang break. Tayo
Yeah.
magbe-break muna tayo. Ang on the dot, let's take a very short break and we'll be right back. Okay?
Moving to Vegas? There's no better time than now. So what are you waiting for? Call Benjamina today at 702-281-9063. Mia is also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. You can also visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com and view available homes anytime. Remember, the house wins when you bet on Benjamina Mia Casino.
And I'm back on. Okay, everybody, we are back at On the Dot. And it's beautiful. The weather is beautiful in Las Vegas. And I'm sure
Yeah.
somewhere else it's also beautiful. Although may mga lindol sa Pilipinas. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that. I don't know how you're going to take care of yourselves. But, you know, it's the earth shaking. So just take shelter. Alrighty, so dito sa amin, sa Las Vegas, it's getting cooler and cooler, and we love that. So before we return to our guest, si Laureen Pelayo, let's have Mia, our current president of UP Alumni Association of Nevada, say something about our organization. Mia.
Yes, we would like to invite you if you are a graduate of the University of the Philippines, anywhere,
Campus.
any campus, you're welcome to join us, University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada. Just text me or email me at miamcasino@gmail.com or call me or text me at 702-281-9063. $50 for lifetime membership. One time lang. And then you can join us also for the GRC. Would you like to talk about that, Dot?
Yes. Pwede pa kayo mag-last minute.
Already, no? This weekend na siya.
Yes. Friday and Saturday. And you can still register if you want. Pwede ka pa, Laureen, kasi Friday, nako, hard sell.
No.
Okay, just stay here. Hindi ka pa nag-break. We accept walk-ins. Pwede pa sa Friday and Saturday. May ano tayo, Mia? Western themed ang Jubilarian night. Okay, cowboy. Hindi ganitong hat. And the next day would be formal or Filipiniana. So, bahala ka sa costume mo. Pero masaya yan kasi we have over 220, we're aiming for 250 attendees, Mia
Wow.
and Lorraine.
And we're the recipients, one of the recipients of the
alumni outstanding
organization.
alumni chapter or alumni organization is
Along with Wisconsin.
Yes, Nevada and Wisconsin. So Mia will be accepting the award. Ang award is the Oblations Statuette.
Yay.
Yeah.
Congratulations to us.
Congratulations to us and to the other awardees. And I have a feeling that we will be inviting the other awardees here sa On the Dot, Mia. I think it's very
Yay.
important. We would like to do that. To give voice, to amplify the voice of the Iskolar ng Bayan. Tayo mga Iskolar kasi the government subsidized our tuition kaya tayo Iskolar. At saka itong isang Iskolar natin, si Laureen, she's here and she's teaching math here. Laureen. You know, when I was looking around, coming in from San Diego, from California the other week, I was looking around sa strip and said, oh, look at this. This city is complete na yata. Kulang na lang ng ano ng ovoid o kaya meron na tayong sphere. It's complete with
Yeah.
geometric solids. May sphere. We have a square pyramid, yung Luxor, where you
Yeah.
went to. It's a square pyramid,
Yes.
correct?
Just went
We,
there.
yeah, we have the sphere, of course.
Yeah.
We have, ano tawag mo dun? Cylinder. Is hindi siya cylinder ang ano, ang Allegiant? Hindi, no? Ano yata ang T-Mobile, is it a cylinder? Cylindrical?
Yeah, rounded. Yeah,
Rounded at the end.
three-dimensional,
Yeah.
obloid. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oval cylinder.
Yeah. Yeah. Tsaka of course, the square, ang tawag dyan, yung square, geez, I forgot my,
Rectangular prism.
rectangular prism. Ito rectangular prism. A box is a
Yes,
rectangular
a
prism.
box is a rectangular prism.
About ang ano, stratosphere.
The stratosphere, ay, ano yan?
It's
Ewan
a
ko. Needle.
tower.
Tower lang siya, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cylindrical din. Parts
Yeah.
of it is cylindrical, di ba?
About ang
Almost like
wind.
a cone,
Ang
but the
wind,
top is
Ang wind,
cone.
di ba pa ganun siya?
Yeah, curve siya.
Curved ang wind.
Yeah. So maganda. Maganda mag-field trip sa
Yeah.
Las Vegas and learn about the architecture, di ba? It's still math.
still is quite.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it is the city known for its recreational mathematics.
Ano yan?
Ayun.
Di yan, no? Sugal.
Pisos,
Gambling.
pisos.
Oo nga, yan. Poker.
I like that.
Recreational
Hindi
mathematics.
sila magandang ano.
Ganang pangalan yan.
Yeah, politically correct.
Yes.
Recreational mathematics.
Ay,
Come
galing.
over to Las Vegas, do recreational mathematics.
Yes.
And then yun pala, susugal ka.
Pwede din siguro, intuitive calculation. Uy.
Oh, that one's a nice one. I like that one. I'm gonna take that one.
Alright. Kasi naman, ang card mo, Laureen, is, tingnan mo yung card mo. Mia,
Yeah.
the card is in the
I
group chat natin. It says, what, can you read it, Laureen?
yeah, raise your vibration.
Ayan. Oh, ano yan?
Yeah.
Integer yan. Pataas?
Yeah. Well, I actually kind of use something similar in my classroom. It's elevate. Elevate yourself. Elevate your vocabulary, please. Elevate your behavior. So bring yourself up and bring others with you. And I think this is an interesting way of saying raise your vibration. And I'd like to think if you're going to raise your own self, your spirit, your body, the whole thing, bring others along for the ride too. Pataas, hila pataas, everybody. Which dapat lang. So, avoid that crab mentality, diba? That's the opposite. I think that would be my interpretation for this this angel card.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Mia you're so really appreciate you, Mia, for nominating. Did you nominate Laureen to be the secretary?
Yes, of course.
Re-raise ang vibration ng lupaan.
I thought, akala ko biro yan. And then it's like, oh,
Higher.
totoo pala yun. And then,
Malakas
yeah.
ang intuition ko.
yes.
Higher pa talaga. I mean, we did really good last year, this year during the 4-year terms, the 4 years of your 2 terms, Mia, sa raising the vibration of UPA in Nevada. And this coming term, I think with Laureen as our secretary, I think we're gonna do brighter and higher.
We have big shoes to fill. We did a lot.
Baka ibang shoes
President
niya.
Yeah.
Kaya. Ito yung card mo, Laureen. This is what it says. Correct. You're so in line with what you're saying. It says it's time to move up a level. It's time to fly high. You may have experienced some setbacks or felt low recently, but that is behind you now, and you have the opportunity to light up like never before. Ganda ng card,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Everything in the entire universe is comprised of energy. Energy, kasama ba sa math yan?
Yeah.
Science,
Yes.
okay. and, the, and that energy vibrates, drawing toward it similar energy. So, raising your vibration means, ito, aligning yourself with situations, people, places, and choices that you know will lift you up,
Mm.
support you, and help you grow. And when this card appears, you have overcome the darkness and are moving into a time of opportunity. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you can be reborn. Ako, Mia ha? Parang pang ano yan,
Wow.
pang Scorpio. Hindi pala. Phoenix pala to. Know
Feeling
that angels are acknowledging your commitment to growth. You're filled with inspiration now and attracting only the good. And extended message, there's a sense of achievement around you at this time. Tama ba? A
Hmm.
sense of achievement around you. Siyempre, secretary ka na ngayon ng iyong
secretary na siya ngayon.
secretary, math,
Yeah.
ano yan. You may be receiving documentation, certification, or a reward of some description to acknowledge your growth or experience. This is a time to cherish, a time to enjoy the rewards of your commitment to living with integrity and doing good. Parang para din sa iyo, Mia, para
Oh.
sa atin. When we hear a card, it's for all of us. It's for all of whoever is listening. And you have overcome many challenges and risen above adversity, judgment, and possibly even abuse. You are ascending spiritually and personally at this time, and the universe is supporting you. This is the pathway of light, the pathway of your soul's evolution, ascension. The assumption, ascension.
Oh, that's interesting. I guess I could say that Mia is my angel. At that
Okay.
point before, when you said you would nominate me, I was at the point where what else can I do? I mean, I've been teaching. I thought about maybe I could mentor, maybe I can do something else. I've been a catechist for quite a while, but I also felt like that was not calling me this year. And just oddly, I mean, like I said, akala ko biro, the nomination, the secretary, pero yung pala totoo. And so many others agreed because I got nominated and elected. I feel that it's um, a push into a different level, not just a different path. So I just want to say thank you for that. Just, it's almost like an awakening because I felt a little lost. I know that whatever I'm doing is good, but I felt like doing something different. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Of course, you're welcome. And just to share why and what I saw in you, how we did the nameplates, 'di ba? You could have
Yeah.
just wrote your name, 'di ba? But you know what she did? She pulled out the watercolor pens and she
Mm.
did it so artistically. And I said, there's something in this girl that, she's not just doing it, she's doing it beautifully. She's putting her heart into it. And I said, there's something in this girl. I'll nominate her for second.
Thank you. So I mean, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna do a little shout out to another UP Alumni Association because this part of feeling a little lost, but then finding myself and then with your nomination, your guidance. Um, I was part of what's called Project Kulmahan. So I hope you don't mind throwing that in.
No, 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 go
Okay.
go ahead. I think I've heard of
Um,
that.
Way back during the pandemic, there
Mm-hmm.
was a community pantry that was set up in Maginawa in UP Village. They ran into some trouble with that president at that time, and the person who was running it, her mother is one of my friends in college in
What's her name again?
UP.
What's her name,
Um,
this lady?
so my friend is Zena Bernardo.
Uh-huh.
Her daughter, I think, is Pia.
Yun.
And
Yeah.
they were trying to find ways to, of course, this is not free, to fund. And, you try to say any excess you bring in, they'll cook it. But, it's difficult to sustain something like that without some material value, without money, monetary. And another thing that was happening in Marikina is, that's the place where they make shoes. It's known as the shoe. What's that? The
Capital.
shoe factory, shoe capital of the Philippines. But nobody's buying shoes in the middle of the lockdown, and they have to eat. The shoemakers. So they have what's called shoe lasts, or yung kurma, the wooden shapes,
Or
for shoes for feet. And they started selling it to panggatong. I mean, they used it for cooking. They were burning literally the foundation of their livelihood because, well, they still have to eat. My friend Zena, what she did was, she and others in the UP community, and other artists bought these lasts, went forth to decorate them, to turn them into artistic sculptures and pieces, and take those pieces and sell to those who can buy them, and to continue funding both Marikina and the community pantry, and they've spread out even further for like disaster relief programs. At some point, she and another friend of ours who's in UPGLAA, UPGLA, Greater Los Angeles
Upagla.
Alumni,
Upagla.
Association, um, wanted to get more artists here in the United States and present the showcase of this, and also try to auction, sell, in order to continue funding these programs. So again, the community pantries, the Marikina community, and disaster relief programs. So I found out about it. I got invited, and I said, well, I just didn't want to be invited. I also wanted to be one of the artists. So sige, habol. I got one of the lasts, and I decided to put in some of my Waldorf-ness or artistry that I got from Waldorf. Put in a little bit of sacred geometry, put in some of the colors, put in some of the spirit and all that string art. And I created something that's called mathematics in the universe. So
Do you have a picture of it?
I don't have it like right now,
Yeah,
but
but you
yes,
can send it to us. Yes.
Oh,
send it to
okay,
me. Yeah.
sure.
All right.
Or matematika sa kalawakan, if we're gonna
Mhm.
put it in Filipino or Tagalog,
Mhm.
Filipino. And it gave me that sense of, I love my art, I love my math, but what else can I do other than make it look pretty and say, oh, look at this, to push forward programs like that. So it was good. And I was like, okay, this is, I guess, one way to bring this to our alumni association. So that's one of the things that I'm hoping to promote as well, with us and across the United States.
Why
And maybe we can
not?
help our fellow kababayan sa Pilipinas. And I think what really caught me was the disaster relief programs that my friend was talking about. Part of it is to provide art programs for the children. It's not just meant to be a distraction, but art can also be a sort of therapy. They have to process this trauma. And if not process it, at least know that beyond what looks hopeless, art will provide hope.
I know.
So, yes, so that's my shout out to Project Hulmahan.
That's a nice story. No, I didn't know about that.
I
That's
love
sad
it.
to be burning those, no?
Yeah, I know,
Sad.
but there's no choice, if you have to choose with survival.
But
And art is the least that you will think about when you're trying to survive.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you
So,
able to sell your
no,
your
not yet. I'm
it's
asking
still
for a
there with you?
lot. Yeah. No, I left it with them. I donated it. I said whatever whoever wants to buy it, and I also still try to promote it. All proceeds 100% will go to them. I'm not going to take anything out of it.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Like my mind is running about,
oh, we should do that
projects, no?
project
Yeah.
for next year.
Projects
And
tayo, Mia.
Yeah, you can, ano,
We
And
can
I do know
host.
we have our own projects here in what's this? Yupaan.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it's a
yeah, we just, we shouldn't forget art as therapy and art as hope.
yeah. I'll put that in for next year. Very
And I'm even in my mind, say partnering with the children of your school, like have a day out meeting the the UP people and
Yeah,
us meeting,
sure.
learning from the children, learning from your class, maybe how to do art and all that, all those things. You with me, the rhythm.
Yeah.
We can
Well,
do that.
this school is Waldorf inspired, so no, we don't have a eurythmist, but
Ah, okay.
still, I like I said, I do the little things like choreography and integers. So we
Ayun.
still have movement with not just our bodies, but hopefully with our minds and spirit.
well.
Oh,
Yeah, think
fantastic.
of a project using that, and then yeah, we'll talk
And,
Yeah,
for
and
next.
not,
Yeah,
yeah. And to benefit the community, the
yeah,
Phil community,
yeah,
Lauren, our platform now is PHLV. We're so good at promoting the best, the cultural and the artistic people
yeah.
in the community. The endeavors and the advocacy. So that's so good. I love it. I love this
very,
conversation.
very, very good. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Always para sa bayan.
Para sa bayan. Yes. Yeah, yeah. So, one of the hallmarks of our show on the dot is the. I really look forward to the quotes that Mia gives at the end of the show. We're coming to a close, really, but we can talk about the quote too. Mia,
You know what? Grabe yung quote ko correlates to what we've been talking about. When I first looked at the quote, akala ko joke. Pero now that we're talking about yung sa Hulmahan, Project Hulmahan, listen to this ha. My quote is anonymous, but it says, mathematics gives us hope that every problem has a solution. Grabe, no?
grabe. Yeah. Oh my God.
Grabe.
Gives us every. Oh, again,
Gives
again,
us
Mia.
Mathematics gives us hope that every problem has a solution.
Oh, amazing, amazing.
Grabe, no? Parang
Mm-mm.
intertwined siya.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The Marikina story, the
Yeah,
community pantry, your involvement in
yeah.
it as a math teacher
Yeah.
is it's just
And
so
Matematika sa
interlocked.
yeah,
kalawakan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so intertwined. Everything is intertwined.
And
Maganda
that's it.
niya.
Finding,
I
yeah, and
know.
knowing there's a solution. Don't
Yeah,
give up. There is a
Yeah,
solution.
galing.
that's so true.
Slow
Oh,
clap.
amazing, amazing. So shout out din sa mga Waldorf teachers that we know. I begin with Kate Estember. Like I said, we featured her. There's a poet, si Anna Slater. She's in
Oh,
Iloilo,
oh,
and she with her husband Warren Slater, they run Gamot Kogon Institute, and Jim and Tessa Sharman
yeah.
and Arlene. Anong apelyido ni Arlene?
Um,
From Acacia? Yeah.
Delosa?
Delosa,
Yeah.
yes. She's also these are artists, Mia.
Yeah.
These teachers, Waldorf teachers are artists and gardeners and musicians and intuitive healers and everything. Like Laureen says, it's the holistic person. And one of the things that really struck me while my son was solving a mathematical problem, kasi Mia, they don't have lines in their notebooks. Their
Oh,
notebooks are large, large,
Parang mga art books. Ano yung tawag?
parang drawing books na
Ah,
walang lines.
yeah.
Okay. So one day Dan was saying, I said, "What's your assignment, Dan?" He said, "9, the number 9." So what are you going to do with that? What's the problem? What's the teacher's assignment? He said, how do I get to 9? And so he
Yeah.
started doing things like 8 plus 1, 9. 10 minus 1, 9. 11 minus 2, 9. I said, oh my God, 2 plus 7, 9. Uh, 18 divided by 2, 9. All these things. And I said, oh my God, there are many ways to 9.
Yes. Yes.
And with that, I said, wow, there are many solutions to a problem. There are many ways getting to where we want to
I
go.
love how, yeah, that's how math is taught. When I
In
do
all
that
this.
similar assignment, so let's say it's 9, I write it on the board and I say, well, how do you get it? And I said, you can't be wrong because that's the answer already. I just want to
Yeah,
know what is your solution or what is your question? How would you
yeah.
ask it? The answer's on the board. So I tell them, you can't be wrong. I wrote the answer already, but I want to know what's in here.
Oh my God.
So
Perfect siya sa quote mo, Mia.
yeah,
Grabe,
I
no?
know this is just awesome.
Yeah,
There's
for
always a solution.
there's
It'll be
always a
different for
solution.
you, different for me, different for the children, but they will get there somehow.
Yeah. Oh, ang galing.
Very
Oh,
nice.
wow. I like that.
I wanna end our
It
show with
gives
that.
me hope for math.
Yes, Mia. For sure, yes. Okay. Any last words from you, Laureen, for people watching us?
Um, this was something I got from one of my professional development. Why art? A lot of people think art is useless. It's nothing. It's not even tangible. But to come from the concrete, things that you can touch, things that you can hold, to the abstract ideas that are so difficult to describe, difficult to explain, art bridges that. So sometimes it could be a dance, it could be a drawing, it could be a song, it could be a poem. But that moment that touches your soul, that's art. So you can't call art useless. It will
Oh,
bring the abstract ideas, intangible, to the concrete things that you hold. And that understanding, art, that's the human being. That's you that connects that too.
yeah. God.
Very good. I'm so excited
Galing.
for the next admin.
Yes. And so, with that, we want to thank our listeners and our viewers. Thank you very much for joining us. And thank you, Laureen,
Thank you,
for joining us.
Lorraine.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. See you again next week, friends.
Okay.
Mwah. Bye.
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 On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
Hello everyone. Get ready for the 23rd UP Alumni Association in America Grand Reunion and Convention, co-hosted by the UP Alumni Association Houston. It's happening on October 17 to 18, 2025 at the Westin Galleria in Houston, Texas. I am inviting you all to participate in this upcoming event. It is going to be a great opportunity to reconnect and celebrate. Together, we will reignite our school spirit, anchored firmly in our university's values, honor, excellence, and service. Along with UPAA in America President Winston Umali, UPAA Houston President Christine Suarez Ascona, UP President Angelo Jimenez, and myself, we look forward to welcoming you to a very memorable weekend filled with camaraderie and fellowship. So do please come over and celebrate with us. Thank you very much and see you all